Home team. This is Fox 8 News at 8 a.m.
8:23, welcome back. If you need more pattern and color when it comes to decorating your home, we have the answer for you. Interior designer extraordinaire Chet Pourciau is in to talk to us a little bit about stenciling. And Chet, it's been a while since you did this. I love this stuff, and it's still as popular as ever.
It's actually become more popular. We never get to do a segment together, so this is the perfect segment for us to do together. We can kind of get our hands dirty.
Requires work around the home. My wife will be happy that you're teaching me.
Oh,
this.
Great.
Yes.
You know, stenciling, it's one of those old trades that has come back where you can basically make something old new again just by doing something fun. So what today we're going to do is we're going to show you how you can do stenciling where you can do it on your walls but also on fabric. So what we're going to start out first by doing is doing it on fabric. And what we're using today, and you won't believe this is painter's drop cloth. So what you can do with this is you can turn this into drapes, but also you can turn this into amazing pillows. So what you do is you get a stencil. So these stencils were compliments of Royal Design, which you can get online. Once you do that, you take the painter's drop cloth, and then what you do is you use a paintbrush. So when you get your paintbrush, what you want to do is to make sure, guys, when you're using your paintbrush that you don't put a lot of paint on the paintbrush. It's called the blotting method. So what you do, you basically take it and you blot it. You can basically kind of just use the top of it if you wanted to. Just a little bit at a time. Once you do that, you take it and then you basically just blotting. You're turning the paintbrush to be sure that you're not getting a lot of paint on it at one time. Because if you get a lot of paint on it at one time, when you pick up the stencil, it won't be a smooth and clean transition. It would be a lot of just almost a mess.
Now, Chet, I just saw it shifted on you while you were doing it. Should you tape it down?
You should definitely tape it down. Okay. You know, tape it down on the sides of the corners, and then that would help to kind of keep it. And you want to be sure that you're not using a tape that's going to mess up whatever you're doing underneath it or the actual fabric itself. So as you can see, you do the blotting method. I want you to try that with me. So you take it and you put just a little bit on the brush. Too much, yeah, kind of
just blot.
And you just blot.
Yeah, that might have been a little too much. Huh?
No, that's fine.
Drip a little bit.
Yeah, you just keep doing the blotting method. Once you're finished with that, of course, you pick it up. God, you're still blotting.
Well, I'm into a big design right here. Got me working, pal.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
So once that's done, you take it up and then you basically come out with this. So this is basically painter's drop cloth that we use. And the paint is also important that you use. So the paint that we're using is from Ann Sloan Unfold. And this paint is really great because it's called the girls paint. So there's no priming and there is no sanding to do this. It's just a basic, simple transition. And you feel it. It doesn't even...
Not sticky at all.
No, and it's not heavy. There's no relief on it, whereas, you know, extended out, it's just basically really clean and really fun. So you can basically take and turn this pillow, was just a basic pillow that you may have at your house, into this pillow, which is done with painter's drop cloth. I think a thing of the painter's drop cloth may be $10. You cut it out, you sew it, you can hand sew, you don't have to use a sewing machine, and then this turns into this. I mean, really simple, really easy.
You wouldn't want to do it directly on the pillow fabric.
If you do it directly on the pillow fabric, I mean, it sounds simple, but you want to take the pillow, the insert out. Once you take the insert out, you lay it down, and then that's when you create your own stenciling. And there's also other things you can do. This is a wall. We're going to imagine this is a wall here. Basically the same stencil design that you take and you put it on there, and it's the same blotting technique that we used on here. It's just really important that you don't use a lot of paint. You have to be sure that you're using less paint, because the less paint, you can go back over it, but if you put too much on it, then it's more of the wiping method.
Chet,
you don't want to do that.
Would you want to do every wall in a room with this, or would you do an accent wall? Or
It's a perfect question. You can do all the walls, but it may turn out to be too much. So an accent wall is something that I think would be appropriate. Or you can do a border at the top. I also think this works really well in a bathroom. So, you know, you don't want to overdo it. So, you know, understated is always better. If you want to do the new hot trend color of this year, Tangerine Tango, I mean, that's something that we've done here. You know, so stenciling is a part of it's more of a personal thing. It's not a wrong or a right way to do it. It's however you feel. You know, there's stenciling books that you can also get from Jolie Design that can also teach you these methods.
Chet, thanks so much, buddy. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.